Hey guys, so I wanted to do a quick video response on a video that I had seen by in the channel My Natural Sisters, and I'm gonna put the link below to let you guys know where you can find it, where you can go watch it if you're not already subscribed to this channel. But basically what the video was about was natural hair issues in the black community, and basically talked about, like, how there's a battle going on between naturals and relaxed about um, who's right, who's correct, and also about how there's like all these sort of taboos and like notions about natural hair within, a certain culture that kind of alienate, like girls that choose to be natural or that are natural, even when they're young. So I kind of wanted to touch on it, on the subject, a little bit from the perspective of the Hispanic community. I am from the Caribbean. I'm from the Dominican Republic, which is considered a Hispanic community. And I wanted to talk about a little bit of my experience um, being Hispanic. I think that it's not very different from um, the notions in the black community, but I think it it has a little bit of a different angle. I think, even though it's the same thing, when we are, brought up, we are still given that like notion that there is a good hair and a bad hair. If your hair, it's a looser texture, it's a softer texture, you're considered to have good hair. And if your hair is curly or coarse, then you're considered to have bad hair, which I think is consistent throughout many of, different races and cultures. But I think one thing that differentiates us from other, or I guess the black community in itself, is the fact that we are told that, you know, based on your hair, it's how you are going to be identified with what you are. And what I mean is, like, aside from the fact that they tell you, that you'll look prettier if your hair is of a looser texture and it's, more manageable and it's not as curly and kinky. Um, they also tell you that you won't be mistaken for another race um, if your hair looks a certain way. Now, I know it's a little bit of a controversial kind of topic, and it's a little bit, um, sort of a topic that people don't really talk about, but I will talk about it because, I don't agree with those notions. I'm just kind of stating what, what we are told in the Hispanic community most of the time. There are exceptions like everything else. But I think that people in the black community can relate to this when um, you have a looser texture hair, or your hair is not as coarse, um, you get these comments like, "Oh, you have to be mixed, either with Spanish or with white." So in the Hispanic community, you're kind of told that if you wear hairstyles like the one I'm wearing now, braids or twists, or if you wear weaves, or if you wear um, wigs, you know, then you are going to be mistaken by being black, or any other race that is correct, I mean, its characteristics are, you know, that type of hairdo or that type of hair. The same thing goes for natural hair. Um, you know, there's this notion that if your hair is kinky, is coarse, and you leave it as such, then you're going to be mistaken as being black or, you know, another race that's not Hispanic. So, I've been told this by friends, family, and acquaintances, and I do not agree with this. I think that my hair does not define who I am. I know where I'm from. I know who I am. I know what my heritage is. I am proud of my heritage, but my hair will not define where I came from. And I think that having coarse, kinky hair does not define what the black community is either. So just because you see somebody that has coarse hair and kinky curly hair does not mean that they're necessarily black or Spanish or Cuban or, you know, wherever. It doesn't define who we are. So I think that what she was touching upon in the video was sort of, like asking us as people to kind of come to terms with who we are, as opposed to letting a hairstyle or a hair texture tell us what we are. You know what I mean? If that's the way we are born and that's the way we choose to wear our hair, that should not define what and who we are, or if we're better or worse than other people. So I just wanted to kind of put this out there because it's something that I've experienced myself, and I think that it's very important for us to touch upon how we need to come together as a community of people, of human beings, not just a community of a certain culture. Yeah, we are all still going to be proud of our culture, of our heritage. Um, but we also have to come together as people and accept each other as for what we are and not for what we look like. I think for the most part, there are a lot of Hispanic people that I would be ashamed to be associated with. In the same, there are a lot of people that, black people that I would be proud to be associated with. So I really don't care whether I'm mistaken for black or whether I'm recognized for being Hispanic. That doesn't really, change who I am or, you know, what I want to be. So, I think that's something that I wanted to express because I think it is about time that we get over that and we start, allowing ourselves to be ourselves and do whatever we want to do with our hairs. I don't knock anybody that wants to be relaxed because I was relaxed myself, but like my natural sister said, um, sometimes we're not given a choice. Sometimes we're relaxed very early on when we're young, and we're not given the choice of whether we want to get to know our hair or not. So we don't know our hair. We don't know what our hair looks like, and um, some of us want to explore that. Some of us want to see what can we do, what kind of hair texture do we have, and what can we do with it. And I don't think that we should be criticized or condemned for that. I don't think that we should be, I guess, like, frowned upon just because we choose to do that. Just like I don't think that people that choose to never know what their hair texture is should be frowned upon either. You know what I mean? If they were never given a choice, but yet they don't feel like they're adventurous enough to find out, that's their prerogative. That's their choice. That's what they choose to do. Um, so I think that we should all be accepting of what everybody wants to do with their own hair, and to each his own. So I think that her video kind of goes a little bit deeper into the I guess the repercussions that such things like all these negative comments and things have on our younger generation. And I think that that's something that I'm not going to touch upon, because I think she explained it very, very well. So I will link her video below, and I'll let you watch it. And I think that it's something that a lot of us that have little girls should look upon, because I have a little girl that has curly hair, and her hair is not as coarse as mine, but it's still curly, and I'm doing everything in my power to teach her to embrace her curls, and not feel as though she needs to ever do something to change it, unless it's her choice and it's not just because she doesn't like her hair. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys go check her channel out and her video, and hopefully you'll learn something from this. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.